Hello, what's up, Rory? My name is Hamza Salim and I am from Pakistan. And I am a regular follower of your content for about 3 years. And I've also made a video showing my appreciation to you. And I sent that link to your Instagram. So, by profession, I am a software engineer. My main interest it was in and still is in game development, and I work mainly full time as an app developer, mainly in Android and iOS. So I recently saw your latest video regarding AI and which jobs it's going to replace and which jobs it's not going to replace. I will only talk about the one where you mentioned software engineers. And while there are some strong and valid points uh, for in your video, as a software engineer, I have been using AI myself. I have been using Claude. I have been using ChatGPT mostly, and even used GitHub Copilot and Gemini. I have been experimenting all of these LLMs. Remember, these are LLMs, not even AI. So all in all, I have become very skeptical about about them replacing our jobs, and the reason is the company that I work in. They have some projects that we have to maintain and provide our users that definitive user experience that they want in their app, and not and ensure that the app is well maintained and stable. So for that, to achieve that, we have to hire proper software engineers who can work properly. They have good fundamentals, a strong grip on fundamentals and basics, and that they have that relevant experience. They have that ability to build scalable applications that are well maintained, and they have to be good planners. They need to make good architecture patterns on which new features can be added into the application, and we are able to provide updates periodically. Okay, so as far as the use of AI is concerned, I have used AI in my daily workflow and it has made me productive. But that's about it. That's all. That's about it. I am not asking it to make things for me. It can give me all that relevant code, that boilerplate code that is basically very repetitive for me to write using my own keyboard, and how should I say, it gets very boring. So I mainly use AI to do that stuff for me, and Google's Gemini and GitHub Copilot have basically good code completions that allow me to do that. But still, I have to read my code. Otherwise, I may accidentally make my application unstable and it will crash. It will crash for the people, for the end users, and it would be very frustrating for them. So, Rory, these are my final points before I move on to the main point that I really would like to address to you. Is when you're at your beginner stages of your career, you would want to use your brain. You would want to use your brain. You have to make your brain go through such struggles. You have to build upon those experiences. You have to make those stories that you can actually use in your interviews, in your content creations, anything. So at the beginner phase of your career, you should avoid these LLMs. And once you're actually really good at what you are doing, or you're trying to learn, then you can add them to your workflow to in order to get things done, in order to make sure you reach those deadlines. Okay, you can use them, but again, in the early stages of your career, please avoid LLMs as much as you can. And I'm only talking about in terms of software engineering and programming, and which is why most software engineers say that computer science should be get kept from such people. Okay. uh, Now on to the next point, and that is regarding your status as an influencer. Look, Rory, you are one of those influencers. I'm not sure I should if I should use that word for you. Okay, let's just use content creators. You have a strong fan following, and I am one of them as well. What I'm trying to say is, regarding AI, you have to be very, how should I say, careful what you are preaching, what you're telling your viewers. It's very easy to spread fear amongst people, and people are very, how should I say, unhappy about it. And it makes me unhappy that it makes me sad as well that I don't know, but I could be wrong, but I feel like that you are starting to go into that route as well. And most content creators that I really respected have been doing that for the past 3 years since the launch of ChatGPT. So the reason I came to like your content was that you are straight to the point with no bullshit involved. Please pardon my language. Um, with no bullshit involved, and you actually make you actually say some things that actually make sense. Like for example, you said that if you can play games, right, something like this, something along those lines, those videos that it was from your video that was from a long time ago. But if you can, what's the point of playing video games if you cannot make them? I think your mom or your dad said that to you. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you ever see this message. So, Ruri, the status that you have right now, I would like you to use it very carefully. The statement from the movie Spider-Man is, with great power comes great responsibility. It's it it is just very important, I think, now that you have reached that status. So I really don't want you to go to that traditional path of that influencer path. I don't want you to go over there. Please be authentic, be honest, and don't be part of the herd. Um, you do read books, I know. I think it was this herd mentality was mentioned in the book Animal Farm, I guess. I'm forgetting. Even though I have not read the book, but I've seen a lot of content creators referencing this herd mentality from that book. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I want you to be yourself. Just enjoy making videos if it's your passion. if you want, if you think if it's your bread and butter, I can completely understand. But I think there are surely better ways other than cashing on fear. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm not accusing you of anything. I really like your content, and I really wish that you go far in your career. What I'm trying to say is that I don't want it to hurt you in the long term, and you are one of the primary reasons that I decided to study Japanese because I want to move to Japan. I watched your older videos from back, I guess it was from 2020 or 2021, where you shared your Japanese learning tips. So ever since then, I've watched your productivity tips, and I have only saw this pattern, and that is, even though you do add sponsorships in your videos, you actually solved my problems. You actually made me realize that I'm doing something wrong, which is why this productivity hack or this productivity tip is not working for me. You actually solved my problems, and so I really want you to focus on that rather than using those using such titles in your videos, using such thumbnails in your videos that can actually make you lose some followers. I'm also one of those people who are very open to change, and I'm also learning much more about AI. So I do have an idea that you are using those AI tools, these LLMs or generative AI, but try to be skeptical about it as well. Okay, and there was one game developer, I guess, or game designer I watched. I think it was Lex Friedman's podcast. I think the name of that person was Demis, I guess. So he said that I will only believe that AGI is here when it is able to ask me some very intelligent questions. I think that's what he said. Could be wrong, but I strongly suggest you watch that podcast of Lex Friedman. Demis was the name, so do watch it. So all in all, I really hope you get to see my video at some point in your life. All the very best, and yeah, this is Hamza Salim from Pakistan, and a long time fan of yours before you even hit your 1 million subscribers mark. So thank you. Bye.